Mike claimed Social Security the month he turned 62, the earliest age allowed, and for the first few years, it felt like the right call. He was out of the workforce, the checks were coming in, and waiting 8 more years to collect a bigger check felt like gambling with money he could use right now. What Mike didn't fully grasp is that this one decision, made in a matter of weeks, would end up costing him roughly $187,000 in lifetime benefits, assuming he lived into his early 90s, which, statistically, is far from unusual today. Here's exactly how that number happened, and how to figure out whether claiming early, at full retirement age, or waiting until 70 actually makes sense for you. As of 2026, full retirement age, the age at which you receive 100% of your calculated benefit, with no reduction or bonus, is 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. Claim before that, and the Social Security Administration permanently reduces your monthly check. Claim at the earliest possible age, 62, and that reduction is roughly 30%. Wait past full retirement age, and the SSA adds delayed retirement credits, about 8% more per year, up at age 70, where the credits stop accruing and there's no more benefit to waiting further. Let's put real numbers on Mike's situation. Say Mike's benefit at full retirement age would have been $2,500 a month. A realistic round number for illustration, not a claim about what any specific person qualifies for, since your own number depends entirely on your earnings history. Claiming at 62 knocked that down about 30% to roughly $1,750 a month. If Mike had waited until 70 instead, he would have received about 124% of that full benefit, close to $3,100 a month. On the surface, an extra $1,350 a month doesn't sound like it could add up to 6 figures. But here's the part almost nobody sits down and actually calculates. Claiming early doesn't just mean a smaller check. It means a smaller check for the rest of your life, stacked against 8 fewer years of waiting. And the break-even age where the bigger check from waiting actually overtakes the years of smaller checks collected early typically lands somewhere between 78 and 83 for most people, comparing 62 to 70. Mike is in reasonably good health, and for this hypothetical projection, let's assume he lives to 92, which is increasingly common and not an outlier assumption for retirement planning. Under that assumption, from age 62 to 92, Mike's early claim brings in about $1,750 a month for 30 years, a total of roughly $630,000. If Mike had waited until 70, he'd have collected nothing for those first 8 years, but from 70 to 92, he'd have received about $3,100 a month for 22 years, a total of roughly $818,000. That gap between the two totals is where the $187,000 comes from, a hypothetical lifetime difference, based on these assumed benefit amounts and this assumed lifespan, not a guarantee for any individual's actual benefit or life expectancy. Now, this doesn't mean everyone should wait until 70. That would be its own mistake if stated as a blanket rule. If Mike had health concerns, needed the income immediately to cover essential costs, or simply didn't expect to live past his late 70s, claiming early could genuinely be the better math for his specific situation. The real mistake wasn't claiming at 62 itself. It was claiming at 62 without ever running the actual break-even numbers, without checking his savings could bridge the gap, and without considering that Social Security is one of the only guaranteed inflation-adjusted income sources most retirees will ever have. There's also a piece many people miss entirely. If you claim before full retirement age and keep working, the SSA temporarily withholds benefits above a certain earnings limit, about $24,480 in 2026, at a rate of $1 withheld for every $2 earned over that line. That withheld money isn't lost forever. It's recredited later as a higher monthly benefit once you reach full retirement age. But plenty of early claimants don't realize this at all and are caught off guard the first time a chunk of their check simply doesn't show up. So before you claim, here are 3 things worth doing that Mike skipped. First, find your actual full retirement age based on your birth year and pull your real benefit estimate from your Social Security statement at ssa.gov. Never plan around a rough guess. Second, calculate your own break-even age for claiming early versus waiting, based on your real numbers, not someone else's example. Third, if you're married, Remember, this is rarely a decision made in isolation. Spousal and survivor benefits often mean the higher earner delaying to 70 protects both people, even if the lower earner claims earlier. Mike's $187,000 gap didn't come from one reckless choice. It came from treating "I can claim at 62" the same as "I should claim at 62", without ever running the numbers that would have shown him the real cost of that assumption. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial or legal advice. The benefit amounts, ages, and lifetime totals shown are hypothetical illustrations based on the assumptions explained in this video. Actual Social Security benefits, rules, and life expectancy vary by individual. Always verify your own benefit estimate and full retirement age at sa.gov. And consider speaking with a qualified financial advisor before deciding when to claim. If this changed how you're thinking about your own claiming age, subscribe to Mike's Money Adventures for more real retirement stories like this one. Drop a comment with the age you're planning to claim, because this decision affects almost everyone differently. If you want to go deeper on spousal and survivor benefit strategy, that's exactly what the next video breaks down.